We were in UK and these guys, like, people keep coming up to me and say, "You look like Ed Sheeran." They're like, "I thought you were Ed Sheeran." And we were in this fish and chips place, and this guy was so drunk. He's like asking us about skateboards, and I was like, "No skateboards here, man." And then he's like, "Ed Sheeran, Ed Sheeran," and he started like hugging me, and then he like whispered something in my ear, and I swear it was a curse, but it was really weird. But so back on the topic, my hair is strawberry blonde.
That's so odd. Wait.
Your hair is like cherubic, godly relative to Ed Sheeran's hair. No offense, Ed Sheeran's hair.
Yeah, I know.
He's fine. Trust me, Ed Sheeran's fine. Holy smokeroonies, my friends. I'm Dana. This is Words That Move Me. This is Wrist Roll the dog, looking maximum cute today, although she's not feeling well because she maybe ate something this morning on our walk that she was not supposed to eat. So she's just chilling right now. I'm stoked that you're here. Today is a really special episode of Words That Move Me because I'm joined by a boy band. Today I am joined by my friends, the Full Circle Boys. And this conversation goes like in many different interesting circles. I think we'll learn a lot and laugh a lot. But before we get into it, I'm going to celebrate some wins. Today, the win that I am celebrating is someone else's win. Today is Riley Higgins' birthday. Words That Move Me's executive assistant and editor, and my dear friend. Happy birthday, Higgins! Thank you. The boys from Full Circle, the Full Circle Boys, also sang happy birthday to Riley, and it was epic. So happy birthday, Riley. I'm celebrating you. What are you celebrating, listener, viewer? What's going well in your world?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Riley. Happy birthday to you.
A little messy.
I love it! Congratulations! I'm so glad you're winning. Okay, let's get into this conversation with the Full Circle Boys. We talk a lot about how the convention world prepared them. Prepared them for what they are doing now, which is making great pop music and dance videos. They're bringing the boy band back. They're celebrating the release of a new single called Skin, which is coming soon. Please be on the lookout, y'all. We just had a dance party to it. I think you're gonna like it. So buckle up, my friends, and enjoy the one and only Full Circle Boys. That's a deep cut. You won't know what it means. I am seated here with the Full Circle Boys. Welcome to Words That Move Me.
Hello.
Holy smokes. This is my first time ever having a group, let alone a boy band, on the podcast. So
Let's go.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, I don't know if you are viewers, listeners of Words That Move Me, but I have a tradition. Every one of my guests, always and forever, must introduce themselves. Partially because I'm a little lazy and don't want to do all the research. Just kidding. I'm genuinely interested to hear how everybody thinks of themselves. So we'll do a quick pass of the mic. Tell us everything you want us to know about you.
I'm Jagger Moon. I'm from Ogden, Utah, and I like to describe myself as a chameleon. I can be whatever you need me to be.
Okay,
And
needs?
yeah.
I have some hanging of portraits that I need done in the back. Are you handy with like a hammer? And...
You know what? I'm not that good
not
of a
that
chameleon.
guy, not that
yeah.
guy. Okay. You mean like in the artistic creative sense,
Yeah.
if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Clever.
Okay. Hi, my name is Sean Garrity. I guess we're using that last names now. And I'm 19 years old. I grew up in Marietta, California. Something interesting about me is I've played the piano and guitar for a long time, and recently I've taken up the bass, and yesterday the cajon.
Let's go, Cajon.
So that's fun.
Fantastic. Good for you, Sean.
Hello, how's it going? I'm Dawson Bell. I'm 19 and I'm from Ogden, Utah as well. Grew up with Jagger and Oliver. And one thing about me is I'm always keeping it real. You know, and that's one of my favorite things to portray is just authenticity. I think authenticity drives connection. So
Hell yeah. Glad you're here. Authentic Dawson.
Hello, I'm Oliver Hinsey. I also grew up in Ogden, Utah. And one thing about me is that I like to do all sorts of different hobbies.
Like what?
I like.
You're not allowed to say that and like not back it up.
No, it's true. Like some days I'll be like, I really want to like learn how to hacky sack or something, you know. So I'll hacky sack for a few
Very
weeks.
retro of you.
And then I love to sew. I was skated.
Did you sew your pants?
I did sew my pants.
Your pants are fantastic. I was
Thank you.
admiring them.
Thank you so much. But yeah, I just like to pick up different hobbies.
Fantastic.
Hi, what's up? I'm James Heron. I'm 20 years old. I grew up in Marietta, California, and I guess a fun fact about me is I was born a twin, but I mean, I guess you can say I kind of ate him in the womb. I don't know. That's just a joke we say, but yeah. I don't know, it's just funny.
That's dark, but also a bright fun fact.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
for
was a
sharing.
stronger one.
That's a very strong. You've just trumped everybody's fun fact.
I know I never say that, but yeah, fun fact.
Now people know. I feel
Yeah.
very close to you already.
Yeah.
But I love a fun fact is a great way to start. I start almost all of my classes with a fun fact. It helps to connect and be memorable. And I know that is what you guys are hoping to do in this industry of pop music, which what a great time for pop. I feel like it is having, if you will, a bubbly, effervescent resurgence. Like the bubbles are coming up. Charlie XCX. The Chapel Roan album, I have not stopped listening.
Yes.
It's so good.
I'm a big fan of pop music. I own my house. I own my car. I paid for like healthcare for my ex-husband and I for years because of pop music. And primarily, I don't know if you kind of know this maybe, boy bands and boy band members gone solo. Like that might be, if I really broke down like where the dollars come from, my primary income is boy bands and boy bands gone solo. So I'm stoked to be connecting with you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I thought a fun thing to do might be to start with influences, because as I was jamming, doing a little pregame boy band playlist before you guys arrived today, I was like, dang, there is some good music in this genre. Curious to hear who your influences are. Have you guys talked about this as a group? If you all have different answers, then fine. But does Full Circle have a North Star?
Our North Star is definitely NSYNC. They're definitely our boy band. Like, I think just how they presented themselves, because Backstreet always tried to, no shade to Backstreet, but they just always promoted themselves as a vocal group.
True.
And then
Facts, yeah.
NSYNC was just all around entertainers. Like they put on a show, they were dancers, but then also when it was time to sing, they could sing.
They could lock in a chord.
They could, yeah. So NSYNC's definitely our big one. And then BTS is like a newer group that we're always like, oh, they're so cool style. But definitely NSYNC's the main boy band that we're into.
We're in agreement on that? Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Okay, what's your favorite NSYNC performance ever?
I think, well, as of right now, we've been really into their national anthem that they did. Because,
What did they sing on? What was it?
I think it was at Dodgers Stadium.
Yankees World Series 2000.
Oh, okay, date. Love that.
Yeah.
I'll have to pull that up. I'll include the link in the show notes. I don't remember what year it was, but Wade Robson choreographed their MTV VMA performance with TV screens in front of their faces. Hands down, favorite VMA performance of all time, actually.
Really? I loved when they at the
Wade was
VMAs
very
when
good
they
at those,
when
but-
they came together in 2013 for the Timberlake like one.
For Justin's Vanguard performance?
Yeah, that was so good.
Can I tell you a crazy story? So I'm a MTV generation kid. Like I grew up watching TRL after school before I went to dance. That is what we did. And I knew all the choreography from watching music videos. Jump to many, many years later, I moved to LA. I start assisting Marty Kudelka when I was 18 years old, worked for him for many years, started working for JT when I was 19, turned 21 on my first tour with him. A couple tours go by, I think, actually, before that performance happened. In 2013, and it was a big, big secret that he would be joined by the band. Big secret. We were rehearsing in Miami. We rehearsed in a high school gymnasium because they didn't want anybody to see us in any of the, regular rehearsal spaces. So we're at some high school gymnasium, and Marty asks, like, "Yo, can you help like refresh them on some choreography?" And I was like,
That's crazy.
yeah, I can. And then at the end of that rehearsal day, I think it was Joey. It might have been JC. It was JC. Asked if he could film me doing it so that he could practice.
Nice.
And I was like, speaking of full circle, like you don't understand. I used to watch you on video doing these moves, and now you're watching me on video
Yeah,
doing these
that's
moves.
crazy.
Like, it was nuts.
That's
it was
so
truly. I told Marty later I had a breakdown
good cry
moment
sesh?
later that night. I had a good cry sesh on that.
That's awesome.
But like magical stuff happens when you go for it, when you have access and via the convention circuit. I had met Marty when I was 16 years old. Like when did I meet you?
I think the first time we met, I was 15. Yeah.
Like you're starting your trajectory started many, many years ago. I think I understand all of you guys are like dance studio kids, convention kids.
Yeah, convention kids.
Okay, tell me this. I'm so curious. How do you feel like being a convention kid prepared you for what you are doing now?
I think one, just being in studio dance, it like just like every day of my life from when I was 12 till I was 19, it was 5 hours a day in the studio.
Discipline.
So I think that's really helped. I think all of us like just be very disciplined and working hard and all that, because you always hear people like complain about the workload, and then I think just us five have always been like, it's like nothing new, really.
I love that. Yes, dancers love to rehearse. Like we love to work hard.
Yeah.
I know a lot of vocalists who are not the same. I know a lot of actors who are also not the same. Actors almost on the other side want to keep it fresh. They don't want to lose the moment, the authenticity. Like they don't want to over rehearse. But I'm like, let's over rehearse in every direction, because that might happen and that might happen and that might happen. Okay, so being disciplined, Anything else anybody want to add? How did being a convention kid prepare you for what you're doing right now?
I feel like, well, my first experience at a convention was actually with James at Camp Pulse.
Okay. Yes.
And that was very different for me because prior to that experience, it was just competition dancing, and there was really no conventions that we were doing outside of our studio.
Got it.
So I feel like the convention really pulled me out of my comfort zone, and instead of being a member on a team, it was really kind of like an audition setting, and just learning a bunch of different numbers every day was really awesome.
To have to move quickly through material, like pick that up, got it, moving on. Pick that up, got it, moving on. You don't have a lot of time in this business.
Yeah, I think one thing that was really awesome is when you grow up in the dance world, you kind of get thrown into moments with a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Because like, say you're assisting a class, you have to be able to not let the pressure fold you, but you have to keep continuing what you're doing and remember what you're doing. And then on stage doing a dance, you got to remember what you're doing. And so for us to come into this world of as the artist, it's like we know how to handle the pressure. And we don't have to go on stage for the first time and be like freak out and then learn from it. We already know like what it feels like.
Right. Being on stage, being looked at, being the point of reference. People, you're used to that.
Yeah.
Are you guys good public speakers in school? Like when you have to give presentations, does everybody want to be in your group? Yeah.
I feel like growing up, I'd always kind of be the ringleader of like a little presentation, just because like I didn't really trust everyone else, because when I have like work to do, I'm
No
like,
shade.
I gotta do it myself because I want the good grade.
I get that.
I was definitely one of those kids where if it was a group project and everybody got the same grade, I would want to be doing all the work. And then even if nobody else was doing the work, I wanted to make sure it was right. If that makes sense.
Okay, so we've got a group of high achievers, borderline perfectionists probably, right? Convention kid plus like want to do the project right. This seems like a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, I'd say it's good. I think we're always, what was it? We were fighting about something a couple weeks ago about something being perfect.
I am curious about this because there's there's not an even number of you guys. Great.
No.
That's the numbers math. So I also am in a group that's not a boy
Seaweed
band,
Sisters.
but it is the Seaweed Sisters.
The Seaweed
It is
Sisters.
arguably cooler than a boy band.
It is. I
only
love your
because-
guys' videos.
Thank you. Because of reasons, but we don't need to go into those right now. I think it's insane and such a gift to be in alignment on what kind of work you want to make and to use each other's tastes and points of view to like keep raising the bar for yourself.
Yeah.
I love being in a group. I love the Seaweed Sisters. It's my favorite. I've done some cool things in my life. And my favorite one is that one that keeps on going and growing and awesome. I am curious though, because we have kind of a democracy. If we don't agree on
Yeah.
something, we take a vote.
Yep.
And it's just like the numbers don't lie, and that's
Yeah.
how we do it. Are you guys
Yeah,
similar?
we do a majority rules because there's
Okay.
5 of us. So if it's like on our most recent single, "Call My Name," Sean and Ollie didn't like the cover art, but me, Dawson, and James did like it. And
Okay, but that's kind of like a big thing to
it was a big
disagree
thing.
on.
But then we
was
looked
there
at all
not
the
a third option that everybody loved?
Not really. Like there just wasn't like arguably like because I got where they were coming from because
Yeah.
like the other shots in theory were cooler. Just not everybody was looking their best in
I
them.
get that. Oh, I
and
get
then this
that.
was the
But
only.
see, vanity is real, and the Seaweed Sisters also have vanity.
Yeah.
When there's a vanity note, none of us argue. If
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't like how I look in that, they're like, fine, it's off the table.
Yeah.
We're very protective of the vanity moment.
And
yeah.
then like all of them looked like they were such cool shots, but then like let's say like I wasn't looking the right way as everybody else,
Yep.
or James like was like his eyes were closed or something. James
was
he
making
was
this
so
face.
hunched over in one of them, and then but the cover art that we used, it's the only one that like we all genuinely looked really good in, and then it just wasn't as artsy as like we had wanted it to be, but. That's just what it came down to is that us 3 liked it. So we just had to go with it. Yeah.
Over to you, Sean.
Within the democracy, we have enabled this other thing where if you do get outvoted, you can suggest other ideas.
Love
So
that.
even if you lose, if you really feel strongly, then bring something better. You know.
Of course.
So that's
Always
something that we bring so that everybody feels the resolution is good. You know.
Nice. Yes.
There's a meet in the middle area that
Yeah.
we can meet at, like, because sometimes there's like, well, I think this would be really good for us, but it's like, no, but I think this, and then there's that even ground where it's like everyone can be
Everybody
happy.
agrees on this. How are you guys doing with the Freddie Mercury microphone?
I love it.
We had to
I
rig
love
the
it.
space so that there was room for all of you, and there is not room for all of you.
It's all good. I think we're used to it. We're always
You're
trying to
sardines.
we're always trying to fit into like Zoom cameras on a
Of
on a
course,
computer.
yes.
So like
Oh, God.
we're used to it. We're good. Yeah, exactly.
Staggered faces. Do you guys have plans to tour? Because you better get used to being tight on a tour bus.
We just did a tour a couple months ago. It was called Feel Good Fest High School Nation with Hollister. Hollister
Yeah.
put it on, so we just went.
You toured high schools.
yeah, we
Was
toured
it
high
insane?
school. It was insane. It was
Okay.
crazy.
People losing their minds.
It was insane.
Go, do it. I was going to ask, this is a perfect segue, James. I want you to lead on this one. I am curious about what is the best part of being in a boy band, because it will not be accessible to me ever. So I need you to explain it in great detail. Is it that? Is it like energy from people, or is there something else?
Oh, for sure. But for me, like I say this in every interview, but I grew up as an only child. And so having like literally 4 other brothers that I can just rely on and lean on is insane. Like I love these guys, and I'm so happy that I'm doing this project with them. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, it does it. You become a family.
Yeah.
When you tour together or do a project like that together, anything where you're spending that amount of time and doing something unique that most people don't get to experience, you're bound by that. It's a unique thing that most people don't get to know about. So yeah, y'all family now. Cool. Okay, so back to high school circuit. You pull up in a tour bus, in a van, in a Honda Odyssey? Sprinter van, nice, okay.
Yeah, Sprinter van is what we pulled up in. Yeah, it was so fun. I think the first day, because it rained, like, so it was like they had this big trailer, and the trailer unfolded and became this like really high production stage. And then we got there the first day, and they're like, it rained all last night. We didn't have time to get everything ready. So, and then we were supposed to go on in an hour, and we we're like, oh, okay. And then like, it just took a while to get everything set up. And then the kids were coming out, and they were like, cause it was on the field. So they were like all confused. And then we didn't get to do a sound check. And then
You're like, it's okay. We're convention kids.
Yeah, exactly.
We can quick change in the back of the Sprinter
Exactly.
and not warm up and do a really quick set.
that's literally what we did. They were just like, hey, you're going to go on stage. And we're like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. And they went, like, that first show couldn't have gone any better. They went insane.
Nice.
Like, it's still one of we did, I think, 18 high schools that tour. And then, like, they're definitely in the top 5 of best shows just because they had so much energy and so much love. Yeah, it was so
Nice.
much fun.
Do you guys agree that the fans and that energy is like sickening and unlike anything else? Or is anyone, is it like, oh, I get nervous every time, this is tense?
Yeah, I'd say, like, do you guys get nervous?
Well, I get like the butterflies in my stomach, but I think that's more of excitement than like nervousness. It's more like, oh, like what's gonna happen? You know, like I'm excited to see the outcome of it. But I'd say this guy feels a lot of excitement on stage. That's all I know.
Are you the JC Chazé of the bunch?
I just scream and then he just.
Yeah, I just have a little spazzes, but like I remember the first time, because I always get so nervous. I'm a very nervous person before shows, but a little voice crack right there. But
It's like, do you want to start over? Because we edit this.
no,
shit.
I don't care. Leave the voice crack in. I love it. But that's character
That's
right there,
authentic.
authenticity. Okay. But anyways, so yeah, I'd always get nervous. And I remember the first show, there might have been a couple steps that I forgot, but the first time that I actually went down to the ground and like stood up on the gates and just let everyone like touch me was like the most like just grab on my arms and whatever and like
These are your family. They're not going to let you get away with saying something like that without a
but it was
cackle.
just the most like what is the word? Exhilarating experience ever. And it was like the first time I've ever done it. And in that moment I was like, dude, this is what I want to do. Like this is it.
Nice.
Wait. There was also one other time where, let's say this guy just wanted to get his jacket off and give it to someone, and he couldn't get his jacket off. Like this was our first ever show as like a band, you know? Like this is our first ever show, and he's just like,
Wrong.
Yeah.
Shimmying out. Yeah.
Right? No, it was a denim jacket like this. It was at an all girls Catholic school. And it was when I was singing too. I don't know why I tried to take it off when I was singing, but I couldn't get it off because the wrists were so tight. And then I was just like, my microphone was in my hand and I had to like.
Oh, you got to switch hands of the mic. You got to switch hands.
the funny part about it is literally Jagger was like, you're gonna feel a lot of like excitement to do other stuff, but don't do it.
I have a video of it. I edited a
Can you share it?
Yeah,
We just want to plug that moment for just a quick
I edited
sec.
a funny like clip where it's like because our manager John filmed me talking to these two because us three were in the band prior together. Me,
Okay.
James, and Sean, and then Ollie and Dawson joined this year. And I was telling them, hey, because it was an all girls Catholic school, like they go ape
Nuts.
shit for this shit.
I
And
can imagine.
They were just so I was like, hey, it's a lot different than competitive dance. Like you're gonna
Where you have like some uncles and moms and
exactly.
like dance teachers giving a gentle clap.
Yeah, I was
No,
like, they're gonna
different game.
scream, they're gonna go crazy, and you're gonna think you can do whatever you want.
Don't
let that
try anything
happen.
new. Don't.
Yeah, and then I cut from that clip of me talking, it cuts straight to Dawson just throwing his jacket into the crowd, and
Yeah, that's what we call being on one. Yeah. And you were not prepared. I know what you're saying. This happens to me more often in auditions where there's like an exhilaration. There's like this desire to be seen and the feeling that you are seen. And now what do you do with
Yeah.
it? And I have done some wacky shit in auditions. Like
same.
don't try anything new at an audition.
Yeah, no.
And probably not anything new when you're on stage for the first time. That's why we
Yeah.
have rehearsals. You try
Yeah.
your new stuff in rehearsals.
Exactly.
We should also always be working with wardrobe items and their
Yeah.
ons and offs.
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get back to that in just a second. I want to talk about what you guys are working on right now.
Yeah.
You guys are working with a producer that's got some clout.
yeah.
And I'm curious about if you have any nervousness or imposter syndrome heading into recording spaces, knowing that you have dance background, like that's your
Yeah.
native language when it comes to performance. What's it like for you guys to be in the hardcore music space right now?
It's interesting. I think because we flew to Atlanta to work with Tricky Stewart, who did like Umbrella with Rihanna.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
We're just gonna pause because I actually took a screenshot of what our friend Tricky has been up to. You ready for this? Because he often works with his production partner, The Dream, who is also epic.
Yeah.
Case of the X, Me Against the Music, Umbrella, Just Fine by Mary J. Blige, which is one of my
Yeah.
favorite songs, period, of all time, the end. Single Ladies, Put a Ring on It, Touch My Body. Yeah, Justin Bieber.
Baby, yeah.
Sierra. All of them.
All of them.
So that's who
Yeah.
you're jamming with.
That's who we're jamming with. And then, but when we went there, I felt a little bit more relaxed than I think I should have felt because we've also been working with Jason Joshua, who got us connected with Tricky, and Jason just like little secret, he told us he's working on Rihanna's next stuff, so that was cool. And then
Love that.
like when we went into Jason's studio, that's where I was like really nervous, and like I was like, I don't think I belong here. I'm just a kid who gets on
kid with a
stage.
dream.
Yeah, a kid with a dream. I'm just a kid who would get on stage and do a routine that he practiced for months, and
Long time.
now I'm recording where Bryson Tiller like records. Like I couldn't fathom it, but then I started getting more comfortable with Jason and everybody at Hansen Studios, and then so by the time we got to Tricky, I felt comfortable because also Jason Joshua was there with us, so I wasn't too stressed. Like Tricky's really cool. Like it feels we're making cool music, and they're just like at the end of the day they're just normal people. Like they're just also human.
I think you realize, at least I realize, like the people that are working on the top level, they only got there because they're humble and they're easy to work with. And that was something that I noticed with Tricky specifically. Out of anybody we've worked with music, he's a very warm personality. It's very hard to actually be stressed out in his presence because he is so empowering.
Nice.
And we had a great time working with him because he helped us out on every step of the process. We were recording with a recording engineer, and then he would come in and he'd have that outside point of view to be like, oh, this is good, this is bad. And very supportive, being like, okay, I think this part, we need a little more oomph on the vocals. So nothing but love for Tricky.
Nice.
Awesome.
It's good to have somebody who's able to give criticism or offerings, suggestions on how to make something better without the idea that it was bad in the first place. It's a really difficult thing to do. And people who do it well, you're right. They stay in the business, they rise to the top because yes is so much better to work with than no. Or better versus bad. Not that it doesn't, sometimes you need to be told like that was bad, that was not great. But in a creative environment, to be able to tell someone we can do better in a way that doesn't shut people down, like that's a huge gift.
They also like gave us the free reign to like just go in and try anything, which was really fun. Like obviously we had to get the leads down and everything, but then when it came to ad libs and harmonies, like they didn't shy away from any of our ideas. They'd be like, yeah, if you have something, go in there and do it.
Which one of you is the Mariah Carey of the bunch with the ad libs, with all the runs and the?
Well, James is the one that does the most runs. Like James can.
James, give us a run real quick.
Oh yes.
Did you not vocal warm up in the car?
What do I want to do?
Come on.
Yeah, yeah, whoa.
What was that?
One of my favorite things. Hold on, James, come back. I want to go back to James.
I forgot what
One of
song
my
that's
favorite
from, though.
things, especially in pop music, is when people give like a no, like when they contradict themselves. Can you give me like a no, yeah, like something that says the opposite things.
No. I don't know.
You gotta throw a yeah in there somewhere.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Okay, hold on. Let's create. We need to create a vibe. Listen, here is the thing. The song is about a relationship, and the relationship is no, right? The relationship is no. But the way you're feeling about your point of view is yes. I have found my voice. I am yes. But the relationship.
Let's go, James.
Just hit a note, but then go into
And then just go, yeah.
Okay, Jagger, if you got ideas, we can also hand
Do
you
you
the
have an
microphone.
idea for this?
I can give you like an outline, but
You're very passionate
Give
about
him an
this.
outline. Give him an outline. I'm watching the creative process. It's fascinating.
I feel like it needs like a little growl, like a
Yes,
like
it does.
a
It does.
no, yeah, or something like that.
I love that. I live for that.
I love how the yeah was just straight.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God, thank you so much for indulging. That was great. Okay, I want to play a couple games with you guys.
Let's go.
We're gonna play Most Likely To, and because not all of our listeners are also viewers, you're gonna have to say out loud instead of just pointing.
Okay.
So say out loud the name of the person that you think is most likely to be late.
It's either James or Sean.
if it is,
Dawson, what were you gonna say?
I'll take it, but I am also the one to overpack. You know, I'm the one that comes with the
Okay.
extra snacks, comes with
And it's
all
okay if
the
you're late
above.
if you come with snacks.
yeah.
I'd say Sean. Sean.
I would say it's also me because my hair takes a long time. If you have curling hair, you know. But also, like, I don't live with these guys, so I'm like.
So you
yeah.
have a commute. They're never late because they live together.
Yeah.
That's a setup.
I
You
say
got set
I
up.
say Sean because Sean lives with us and he's still somehow late. So it's
Okay,
like, but
yeah,
he
Sean, that's
he wasn't late
that's
today, which
double.
was good. He wasn't late today. He was almost late. I had to wake him up 10 minutes before we left, and then we ended up being late anyway. So yeah.
So the answer to that question is all of you.
Yeah, all of us are.
Because as a family, I do agree it is harder to move as many
Yeah.
than move as one. I've gotten very used to being an individual person in this world, and I know how long it takes me. And I used to very much be early. I've come to like
Yeah.
eased into being a little bit tardy. But when you're moving as 5
Yeah.
or a 6 or as a tour group, we had a hard rule on tour. Lobby call is 15 minutes before wheels out.
Yeah.
And if you are not on the bus, you are oil spotted. You are left behind and you can make your way to the venue
Yeah.
or the airport or wherever we are next.
Yeah.
Hard on that. We're
Being
not
late,
waiting for you.
being late stresses me out because when I was like 16, Kyle Hanagami yelled at me. He was
Yes, he
like,
did.
he was like, if you're not
Rightfully so.
Yeah, he was
Kyle.
like, because I was on time. Like I think our time was 8 a.m. and I got there at 8 a.m. and he said if you're not, he said if you're
time
on
is
time, you're
late.
late. 15 minutes early is on time. So I was like, ever since then, I've always been like, I need to be 15 minutes early. And then you can ask any of these guys if we're like even semi late, I automatically shut down. I'm just like. Just stressing.
man.
I'm just like, because Kyle imprinted that in my brain that I was just like, I gotta be 15 minutes early.
Nice. Okay, you can probably manage your mind around that. But I am with you. Marty also like really embedded that into my mind. On time or early is on time. On time is late. And late is you're fired.
Yeah.
In his
Exactly.
words. Okay, who's most likely to mess up choreography?
Okay. No. We were talking about this. We were like, who would? And I'm like, I don't like. We don't really know. Like, what? Who?
That is the most subtle flex I've ever heard. Nobody really. We just don't mess
I'll
up.
select myself because I think sometimes when we do TikToks, I'm usually the one messing up.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
'cause
When you're recording
I
a
kind
little
of
ditty.
overthink sometimes, so I'll select myself.
Okay.
I think it could be any of us at any given time, just because every once in a while, like we said with the crowd, you just like you start feeling yourself, and then you add your own stuff, and then it just messes you up, and then so we're really trying to hone in not adding your own stuff, just like
Listen, don't
No,
try
you be
anything
adding
for
waves
the
and
first
shit all the
time
time,
on
dude.
Stage is not a great idea.
yeah. So yeah,
Riley and I are working on a new drill. I teach every other Tuesday at ML. Shameless plug.
We gotta go.
And I've been loving doing drills in class, just like straight up technique. Like this, you're gonna be bad at this, and then over time you'll be great, and that's a good feeling. I love progress.
Yeah.
And so we're working on a new drill that both of us are not quite there at yet. If I think about anything other than the steps, if I think about the lyrics, if I think about adding a thing, I'm gone off the
Yeah.
handlebars. I'm not there yet. I will get there though. Is there one of you that's more likely to mess up a lyric? Because let me tell you, every boy band pop star knows about me. Bad with lyrics. I am making it up. They're like, what part is that? And I'm like, it's a,
I feel like that's like dance teachers though. Like I feel like my studio owner growing up, like she would just make up like the most random words, and I was just like, I don't think that's what
That's
the
not what it
song's
is.
saying. But I don't know. Who do you think?
I think it's Ollie. I think it's Ollie because sometimes he'll sing a song, and it's like he has the melody, but it'll be like a random. Like today in the song, he was singing a Sabrina song,
Yes.
and I don't know what words he said, but it was like
Incorrect.
it was the wrong the wrong like you or I don't know. But
I like to make up my own words
There
sometimes.
it is. Empower
like,
yourself.
as long as I'm singing it, like it's just like
Yeah, it don't matter.
it don't matter what you say, you know.
I think then you are definitely the person to mess
not
up
on
the
stage,
lyrics
like,
the most. Probably
There was
with
one
that
time
attitude,
we
yeah.
were we were recording a cover one time, and the words are, you so, and then fucking, and then precious.
Wait,
But
what?
He.
Aren't you all from Utah?
Well, yeah, we didn't say that. We didn't say
you're
the
so-
fucking.
what-
So he go like the
And
crowd
they
would
say it.
yeah. So we
Great,
go
the
you
18-year-olds
so.
in the audience. Got it. Okay,
yeah.
good. Yeah.
And then, but Ollie, when we were recording it, he goes, I don't know why, he just goes, you so fresh and what did he say? Cheese and fresh.
Listen, okay, listen. He was like, I want you to say the actual word. And I was like, I just don't want to say the word. You know, I'm not about that. So like, I was like, I'm making my other words. So I was like, you so cheesin' freshest. And I don't know why I said that. I think I was when you smile.
Cheese and freshest.
And I don't know.
It's supposed to be effing
Precious.
precious.
So I put the F on the
I love that.
precious. Oh,
I
it's
don't
so
think
bad.
I'll ever go into a cheese section at a grocery store without thinking of that story. This is the cheese and freshest section. Just picking. Do you guys have any cheeses freshest?
Dude, that should be a new cheese line, like cheese and freshest.
Cheese and
I'll make
freshest.
my own cheese line.
It's a good apparel too. Merch, come and get
Cheese
it. You
and
need to have
freshest.
some obscure, just for the real fans. Yeah. Okay. Oh, who's the most likely to remember your birthday?
Not me.
Jagger.
I remember dates really well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's most likely to text back immediately? Also,
I think probably me. Yeah, probably me.
How about survival on a desert island? Who's got that? I'm looking at you all, dance studio kids, knowing what I know. I don't think there's a survivalist in
I
y'all.
don't think like maybe one would last longer than everybody, but they're like
Certainly
wouldn't
one
su-
would last
yeah,
longer.
they
It's
wouldn't
unlikely that
survive.
you
I
all go
think-
at the same time.
I feel like Dawson. Yeah, I think Sean would be the most prepared with items,
Yeah,
but
snacks.
I think Dawson could he would just make some weird shit up, and he just like.
Monkey. I'd turn into Tarzan, dude.
just become one with the
I
land.
would, dude.
I feel like I've
I see
watched
you getting
enough.
a mean sunburn though, Dawson. I don't know.
dude.
you
It's
you
'cause
fair like me.
I'm people. Okay, I just spent the mic. Sorry about that. We were in UK and these guys, like, people keep coming up to me and say, "You look like Ed Sheeran." They're like, "I thought you were Ed Sheeran." And we were in this fish and chips place, and this guy was so drunk. He's like asking us about skateboards, and I was like, "No skateboards here, man." And then he's like, "Ed Sheeran, Ed Sheeran," and he started like hugging me, and then he like whispered something in my ear, and I swear it was a curse, but it was really weird. But so back on the topic, my hair is strawberry blonde.
Your hair is like cherubic, godly relative to Ed Sheeran's hair. No
Yeah.
offense, Ed Sheeran's
Yeah,
hair.
I know.
He's fine. Trust me, Ed Sheeran's fine.
But his is more ginge, you know?
Very much so.
Mine's more blonde.
Okay, we'll leave Ed Sheeran and his hair alone. You're delightful. Your locks are golden, and it's gorgeous. Thank you. Okay, let's get back to it.
Yeah, mean sunburn. For sure.
I do have one more. I'm curious, who is the most likely to start a freestyle circle?
No. Definitely Dawson. Dawson. Okay, so
I like how many answers there are to this question.
No.
Like it could maybe be any one of you except for not Jagger. I'm picking up the tone, but you're the one you've got the organization. It's fine. You'll
feel
jump
like-
in the circle later.
I feel like me and Dawson will go up and make the circle. You know, like we'll get the crowd excited for this dance circle.
Got it.
But Dawson would be the first one to go in and flip and do all of his crazy stuff.
Okay. You guys are the police. You guys are the circle police. You're telling
Yeah.
people back up, back up, and then you clear the way for your boy.
We go to this line dancing place every once in a while.
I love
And
that.
Yeah.
Sorry, where? Here in LA? I
No,
do. I
in-
was observing you're wearing cowboy boots.
In Temecula, there's a place called Stampede, and we'll go there every once in a while. And Dawson, like, every time we go, he makes a freestyle circle.
I
And-
love that you're making a circle at a line dancing
Yeah.
place. It's so poetic.
Well, because out of nowhere, it'll stop being line dancing. It'll become a mosh for some weird reason. Like for 30 minutes in the night, and then Dawson will always split the mosh up, and then he'll just do a backflip, and then there's.
I can send you a video.
I want that. I want to have that. There was a place here in the valley called Canteen Harry's that Jamal Sims used to go all the time.
Yeah.
A bunch of dancers used to go there. I wonder if it still exists.
I gotta go.
Okay. Boy band, this or that. Are you ready?
Okay.
Just answer out loud. I'm curious to hear if there's going to be any unanimous answers. I think the first one is quite obvious. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
NSYNC.
Very nice. Jonas Brothers or Hansen?
Jonas Brothers.
Okay, but you know who Hansen is?
Yes.
Okay, my 28 20-year-old today assistant Riley Higgins did not know who Hansen was. It is. Will you guys, before you leave, will you guys sing her happy birthday?
Yes. Yeah.
We'll try.
That's right.
I love that you know Hansen. Will you quickly sing Mbop real fast? Who's taking the yeah? Yeah. Not me. Okay. You ready for this one? I like this one. New Edition versus Boys to Men.
Boys to Men. Ah, that's mine. Oh, dude.
I can't sing.
I'm gonna say this is my theory on it. I think Boys to Men as a group is better, but then when New Edition went off and did their own things, like Belle Biv DeVoe and Bobby Brown, I think they're so good on their own.
Jagger, I'm impressed.
Yeah, but them together, it's definitely Boys to Men.
You know your boy band R&B history. Thank you. So sorry, we're going Boys to Men as a collective. Winner versus 112. 112? 112.
No, wait, that's
Sorry, I was not sure if you were.
Yeah.
That's like Peaches and Cream.
I freaking love 112.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was 112.
Tiny little one. We
Sorry.
were doing Boys to Men versus 112. Because
Boys to Men.
the winner of we did New Edition versus Boys to Men, and you guys chose Boys to Men. So Boys to Men versus
I
112.
love how funky 112 is. Like,
Every
every time.
his voice.
Oh my
there's just
gosh.
no other one like it. All day long.
112.
The first time I heard 112 was Marty taught a class to them.
What
And,
song?
It was.
It might have been Peaches and Cream.
I think it was the one you were just singing. Dance with me. Dance with me.
Down in the parking lot, and I wanna take
Get back to the spot, baby.
That was the first time I heard them, and it was like, I think that was my first Marty combo too, and I was like, this guy's sick.
What is that song called?
Dance with me? I think it's just called.
Hysterical. Okay, BTS versus B2K.
BTS.
BTS.
Okay, but we must all admit that B2K had the jams.
Yeah.
Bump, Bump, Bump is the reason I moved to LA. Like, let's be very clear. I loved that song in the music videos where the girls were wearing knee pads and short. I can't. I'm obsessed. Okay. Oh, Color Me Bad versus New Kids on the Block.
New Kids.
We just saw
I don't
New
know.
Kids.
Yeah.
With
New
Paula
Kids.
Abdul.
Yeah.
I did some choreography for her.
Really?
I did.
Dancers.
I did Cold Hearted Snake and Opposites Attract.
Oh.
Cold Hearted?
Well, Paula, there's a lot of original choreography in there, so Paula and I worked on that one together.
That
yeah.
one was, I think we were all like, Cold Hearted was the best. of it.
Nice.
So, yeah,
It's a lot of original choreography, and it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
Those choruses, man, it's the best.
It was so good.
I'm so glad you guys went and saw
Yeah.
the show. That's great. I think we're down to the last one. Okay. Oh, I this one I'm not sure, but One Direction versus 5 Seconds of Summer.
Ooh.
One Direction.
Yeah, I'd say One Direction.
One Direction.
5 Seconds of Summer has great songs. I know this guy loves 5 Seconds.
James is on the fence.
I was gonna say I like Five Sauce's music a lot better, but
You said 5 Sauce.
Five
The
Sauce.
kids
yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
Wow, you were really disturbed about this. Think about it. Take your time. You don't need to.
your time,
you don't need to
James.
decide right now. But you should know. You should have an answer to this
My
question.
whole thing with it is that I've just always considered 5 Sauce or 5 Seconds of Summer more as a band because they I guess with a boy band you're always expecting them to like stand together and like snap and
Yeah,
like do
yeah.
a dance. Like 5 Sauce they like play their instruments. So I've just never
They're a
thought
band.
they're a band, but
yeah. Ooh, I
yeah,
like that.
so I think because when you put them in the boy band category, that confuses me now. Because I like One Direction. I've always said is my boy band because that's just what I grew up with. I was like, they're my number one. But I love 5 Seconds of Summer. Like they have a special
Oh, I
place in my
like
heart.
that. There also was a show on MTV called Celebrity Deathmatch. It was a claymation show where they would have like celebrities battle to the death. It was awful, but that would be a fun one to watch. One Direction versus 5 Sauce.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, we need to see his final decision.
I'm gonna
Yeah, do
say
you have
Five
a-
Sauce.
5 Sauce.
5 SOS.
5 SOS. Thank you for the millennials in the room. Okay, this one is very important. The Beatles or the Rolling Stones?
We just went to see like the Beatles town, like
Liverpool?
Beatles town.
You were in Liverpool.
Yeah, we were in Liverpool.
Incredible. So you went to the Cavern. That's what it's called, right? What was the place they did their first shows?
We didn't get to go
Was
to
it
that.
called the Cavern?
Yeah, it's called it's
Yeah,
Cavern.
that's
We
where
didn't
they
get
used to
to
play.
go there, but we went to
Nice.
we went to like this little tour thing, and then we saw their statues. Like they have a statue.
Did you see Penny
shrine to it.
Lane?
We didn't get to Penny Lane. It was like
Dang.
I was
I got
really
to go
upset
to
about
Penny
that.
Lane.
I'm jealous.
I'm a huge Beatles fan. So
They're
is that
so
the
good.
answer?
Yeah, it's definitely the
I
Beatles.
think it's
I'm named after
Easy
Mick
one.
Jagger, but yeah, and then
fun fact.
Yeah.
Oh, guess who I'm named after?
Dana White, UFC.
Nope.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Could you imagine? I'm like, yep. No. Sigourney Weaver's character from Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Her
nice.
name's
Okay.
Dana. That's why I'm Dana. Did you know
Okay.
that? Cool, huh?
That's sick.
That's why I did the combo to Ghostbusters. That song also is nasty, you guys.
Oh, it's so good.
You should cover it. You should
should.
all be
For
Ghostbusters for
Halloween.
Halloween. Come
We
on.
should.
Come on.
We
That's a
got
really
to.
good idea. And I'll lend you Riz and she can be a Puffman Marshmallow.
Yeah, she could be Puff. We got to do it.
she?
We got to do it now.
Beatles versus the Stones. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Winner, Beatles
Yes.
versus Jackson 5.
Ooh.
The ultimate, the greatest.
Shoot.
Right? You thought I was going to leave them off the list?
That's hard.
What's going to happen?
I think if you put them up against each other, at the end of the day, Jackson 5 is just Michael.
Oh.
So,
Look out.
so
Look
it's
out. Tito's going to come for you.
Tito's coming for me. Tito's
Tito's
coming
gonna
for me.
come for
I
you.
love all of them. Tito, Jackie, Marlon, Jermaine, love y'all. But like at the end of the day, it was Michael. Like all four of those Beatles are stars. You know all four of their names.
Come on.
And even though
Well,
I know
you know all the
even though I
Jackson
know all
5.
the Jackson
I was
5
impressed
names,
by that, but I'm
like,
very impressed. Okay.
so what are
Anybody
your
else?
guys's?
Are we including what came after? So were you including what happened after the Beatles and after the Jackson 5? Are we
Well,
including the Jacksons?
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because I think the Beatles were only really recording music for like 5 years, you guys. The amount of shit they did in 5
Yeah.
years versus the Jacksons were recording music for a long time. Michael went on to record much, much, much longer after that. But I think the Beatles did in this much time what all of the Jacksons did.
Yeah.
Like maybe the whole family. No offense. I'm like a crazy Beatles fan.
Yeah.
I don't get. It gets a little. It gets
I'll go
messy when we
the
talk about the
Jackson 5.
Jacksons. But
That's just me.
okay, fair.
I think the Jackson 5, like if you put it up to like entertainment, I think Jackson 5 would definitely take that.
Okay,
Like if you went to a show, like what would be more entertaining?
definitely more funky.
Yeah,
definitely
it
more
would be the
danceable.
Jackson 5, but-
Definitely more danceable.
Plus the Beatles stopped touring after a while because it got too crazy.
I
Like
tell you, 4
yeah.
years, dude. That's all.
Yeah.
They did 4 years
Yeah.
worth of tours.
And then the Jacksons were always touring. So if you wanted to go to a show, the Jacksons
then it would be
had
the
a show.
I like
so,
that.
yeah.
I like that.
If you wanted to go
I
to
would
a show,
not go see the
Jacksons.
Beatles. I would be deafened. I would be trampled. This is not my vibe.
I'm gonna let James go first.
I'm gonna go with Jackson 5 just because when I was younger we had a dance production.
Oh, keep
and
going. I like where this is headed.
Yeah, no, I guess I was one of the Jackson 5 members when we did that production, so it'll always have a special place in my heart.
You weren't Michael?
No.
Who was Michael?
No, who was my? I think it was.
Yeah, Marcus was.
Who was Zach?
I don't know.
Zach. Was it Marcus?
I think we need a rematch. I think you should come. I think you need a
It was
redemption
Zach,
round.
Isaiah, you, Marcus, and Dalen, right?
James is the smooth criminal, dude.
Marcus was the youngest one, so he was Michael.
Yeah, it was Marcus.
It should have been you, dog.
The audio's gonna be crazy.
No, I know. I did a terrible job at
No,
that.
that was adorable. And I just figured out who you remind me of. This might hurt your feelings, Oliver. No, it's wonderful for me.
No, I hope.
Listen,
okay.
I'm a really, really big Lord of the Rings fan.
Oh yeah.
And you remind me of the actor who portrays Pippin. His name is Billy Boyd. Billy Boyd.
love it.
Oh my
Okay.
God, yes.
Cool.
Right? I can't unsee it. Oh, you're Billy. It's so great.
you look like you're from Middle Earth.
Middle Earth.
Okay, my friends. I think we're about ready to round it out. I love ending on this note. I like asking all my guests what are the words that move them, a guiding principle, a mantra, a affirmation, or actual words. Like, what are the words that are your North Star?
Okay, I'll go first just because I have the mic. Everything happens for a reason.
Nice.
Believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will.
Cosign. Cosign.
Read this from a book called Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert.
I love that book.
Great book. This has been the one for me. Everybody imitates before they can innovate, so don't be afraid to imitate.
I mean, as a boy band aspiring to NSYNC levels of greatness, then yeah, this is wonderful.
I'll go with a Swedish word called jantelagen, which is the law of Janta, which means that every room you come into and every situation you come into, come in with an open mind and open heart and no ego.
And what's the word one more time?
Jantelagen.
Jantelagen. That's going to be the name of this episode. Look out.
Jantelagen. I have two. One that the one that's been pushing me for like the past 3 years. My dance studio owner, Mandy Shaw,
Yes,
told me
Mandy. Hi, mwah, shout out.
She's the best.
Love Mandy Shaw.
She told me when I was starting the band, I was really stressed out, and I was like, but I'm a competition dancer, like that's just who I am. And she said to me, the past doesn't deserve you, your future needs you. So I live by that a lot. And then another one, a more recent one, when we were in Atlanta recording with Tricky, James was in the booth and he was a little timid, and Tricky said, add some flavor, sing like you're dancing. So I've been like trying to, because like dance is such a
like
big,
you're dancing. It's your first language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been trying to live by as of late. But yeah, that Mandy one is my number one.
I think that we can take that further. If I did anything like I was dancing, my whole life would be more enjoyable.
So much easier.
Like if I grocery shopped like I'm dancing, if I wrote emails as if I was dancing, if I did my taxes as if I was dancing, then I would be in control. I would be playful.
Yeah.
I would be like embodied. And usually when I do those tasks, I'm like out of body. I'm like a shell of myself, like on autopilot. I love like fill in the blank like you're dancing. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you guys for being here. I
Thank
so
you for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
Thank you all for listening, watching. Click the bell for notifications, smash the likes, subscribe, leave a review or rating. Keep it really funky. I'll talk to you later. Bye. This podcast was produced by me with the help of many. Big love to our executive assistant and editor, Riley Higgins. Our communications manager is Ori Valladares. Our music is by Max Winnie. Logo and brand design by Bree Reitz. Thumbnails and marketing by Fiona Small. You can make your tax-deductible donations to Words That Move Me, thanks to our fiscal sponsor, the Dance Resource Center. And also, many thanks to you. I'm so glad you're here, and if you're digging the pod, please share it. Leave a review and rating. And if you want to coach with me and the many marvelous members of the Words That Move Me community, visit wordsthatmoveme.com. If you're simply curious to know more about me and the work I do outside of this podcast, visit thedanawilson.com.